Sit right where you want.
Call the meeting to order at 8:30 a.m. And since Camp Maple Haven isn't here yet, we will go to Representative Jerry Stringham.
Well, thanks. Thanks, Judy, for letting me know about this meeting and come in. I'm Jerry Stringham. I represent Woodstock to the New Hampshire House of Representatives. And I'm here to discuss a request for a municipal ordinance banning the sale of kratom in the town, and talk about what's been going on. I am here. Kratom is being sold openly right here in our community. I want to be direct about what it is because the marketing around it is deliberately misleading. These products sit on convenience store shelves in bright, colorful packaging, labeled with words like natural, relaxation, and wellness. What they don't tell you is that synthetic and semi-synthetic forms of kratom contain compounds that at high concentrations produce opioid-like effects and can cause overdose. There are no age restrictions in New Hampshire, no labeling requirements, no safety standards, nothing. Anyone who walks into a store, including children, can buy it today. Franklin, New Hampshire saw this problem and acted. In 2019, their city council voted unanimously to ban the use, possession, and sale of kratom within city limits. Since then, their police chief has reported the problem measurably improved, and Narcan deployments by the fire department fell from 89 calls in 2017 to just 10 last year. More recently, Nashua also enacted limiting kratom sales to those 21 and older. Franklin and Nashua didn't wait for the state, and I'm here to tell you why Woodstock can't wait either. I say that with genuine frustration because I spent this legislative session trying to fix this at the state level. Both chambers of the legislature agreed that synthetic and high-potency kratom is dangerous and that it had to be addressed. This was not in dispute. The House Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee voted 13-0 in favor of a regulatory approach, assigning enforcement to the State Liquor Commission, which already walks into convenience stores, vape shops, and gas stations to check licenses and pull products. The commission's own deputy chief of licensing testified that this approach could remove at least 3/4 of the synthetic kratom from the market almost instantly, because the vast majority of it is sold in establishments already under their oversight. The Senate took a different view. They wanted to classify synthetic kratom as a controlled substance, making possession and sale a criminal matter with police enforcement, prosecutions, courts, and the possibility of incarceration. I understand the impulse, but I believed and still believe that a regulatory approach pulling off shelves is faster, more targeted, and less costly to taxpayers than adding another item to the criminal docket of already stretched police departments and courts. The two chambers could not reconcile their approaches. Negotiation collapsed. The bills died. Governor Ayotte had declared kratom regulation as one of her top priorities for the remainder of the session and urged the legislature to act. Despite that, we failed to deliver. I was part of that body and I take no comfort in it. There is one thing I will say, even the regulatory approach had a gap. Critics pointed out fairly that sellers without a liquor or tobacco license could have continued selling kratom freely outside the Liquor Commission's reach. A municipal ordinance has no such gap. It would cover every seller in Woodstock, regardless of what licenses they hold or don't hold. It is, in that sense, more comprehensive. Franklin proved that a local ordinance can work. A local ordinance carries fines rather than criminal penalties, and that is appropriate. The goal is not to punish residents, it's to put retailers on notice that Woodstock will not be a place where these products are promoted or sold, and give local law enforcement a tool to act when they see them on shelves. I want to be direct about what I'm asking for the board, because I understand how municipal authorities work in New Hampshire. Under RSA 39.3, the select board can place a warrant article before Woodstock voters at town meeting. That is exactly the process I'm asking you to begin. Specifically, I'm asking you to do three things. First, direct the town attorney to draft an ordinance language banning sale of kratom in Woodstock, modeled on Franklin's ordinance. Second, hold a publicly noticed public hearing so residents can weigh in. And third, place the ordinance on the warrant for the next town meeting with the select board's recommendation that the voters approve it. This is a right process. It puts the decision in the hands of Woodstock residents where it belongs. Well, I don't know whether there's any kratom being sold in Woodstock. It is widely available in Lincoln, and I've already made a similar appeal to the Lincoln board last week. Lincoln also has a similar restriction on drug paraphernalia that this would go hand in hand with. Lincoln ban would be ineffective if it could just be sold down the street without restriction. I also think the debate on this would help elevate the public discussion about kratom, which I still think is widely underappreciated as a public health risk to people who live in our town. I'm confident when the people of this town understand what is being sold here and who can buy it, they will vote to ban it. I'm asking this board to give them that opportunity. I included a couple of newspaper articles on some of the goings on in Kratom and Concord in the past few months, just as a reference. So,
I guess my first question is, I see that Narcan has been used to help us. Is there any restriction on how much you can buy and how much and how much it takes to overdose on or any of that? I don't know anything about the chemical.
yeah, so kratom started as a Southeast Asian herb that you made like teas out of, fairly low dose. It helps with concentrations. And the wonderful entrepreneurs we have figured out a way to make it 1,000 times more concentrated. Instead of giving you extra zip, it actually kind of it's used as a pain reliever, and people get very sleepy. And it's exactly the same, attaches the same receptors as opioids.
So it's a natural substance to begin with,
True.
and it's been synthesized or metastasized.
Right. So, and there are some people with the low dose historical kratom herbs that are using it responsibly and getting benefit from it, which is one of the challenges of regulating it. So you hate to throw out the baby with the bathwater, as they say. But the people I've seen, they've started with low dose. Some of them don't want to be on opioids for pain relief. They see this as something natural. They start off taking something that looks like a low energy drink, and 2 months later they're taking 30 times the dose of that, spending $80 a day, and still don't understand that they're addicted. So that's kind of the process. So I'm part of what I want to do is keep talking about it so that I'm
Bring awareness.
yeah, people I know that here in town were using kratom and didn't even feel like it was something they needed to mention to their doctor. That was one of the substances they were taking, and because it's more like taking a Flintstone vitamin. You tell your doctor, I have a Flintstone vitamin every day.
Yeah.
So,
Scott has something.
yeah.
Go ahead,
No, I'm
Scott.
just saying, yeah, I just wanted to reiterate what Jerry says, and I see it in my business a lot, and that people where it's legal don't think there's anything wrong with it. They can overdose on this stuff. And people that are taking it lots of times are again trying to avoid opioids, things like that, but they overdo it and it's just a substitute. It started as a real, I think, innocent thing, but now the kratom thing is really, I think, gotten out of control with some people for sure. And it really doesn't serve much useful purpose except causing a lot of problems.
Okay. I like the idea, like you said, Lincoln Lincoln does it, Woodstock should do it, Woodstock does it, Lincoln should do it, as far as, so
Well-
that you don't have. I
Well,
just
the
cross the
opposite.
street, yeah,
Ultimately, the vote of your legislative body.
Right.
But
What's Lincoln's approach to it?
were
Well,
they receptive?
yeah, very much so. And the
Okay,
first thing they asked is, have you gone to Woodstock?
No.
yeah,
Well, there we go,
They said it wouldn't do much good if,
right, and vice versa, right,
and so I presented to the select board last week. So it's just
I think it'll pass,
well,
yeah,
it's something we could cover at a joint meeting.
well, ultimately it comes down to, well, I think you could talk
I
about
think
that
we
you're
could talk-
gonna bring,
yeah,
you're gonna
we're gonna bring it
vote to
forward,
bring it forward.
hoping that Lincoln will bring it forward as well.
And that they-
Ultimately, nothing until next town meeting.
But
Right.
ultimately, it's in the hands
not
of the
talking about
legislative
March,
body.
right?
Okay,
That's the path that gets it there in March. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
they have a
you guys would
special
vote
town meeting for
to-
this.
yeah,
Moving forward.
To send this off to legal to create a
Yep.
warrant article to bring it forward at 2027 town meeting if you'd like.
yeah,
And
Make a
then,
motion to do that.
I would second. All those in favor?
Aye.
in that way, and you can just mention, maybe you voted to do this.
Mhm.
Did they vote to do this too, or at their meeting to bring it forward?
I don't know if they took a vote on it, but they were all in
They
favor of
were,
it.
so,
Wouldn't
and then
matter,
just get the information out there, we'll
we're gonna do it.
hopefully,
Right. What is the ordinance? Does that also, like, if someone is in possession of it, does it work a lot like marijuana or other stuff? That, or you're looking for the ordinance to ban the sale of it? There's no
well, it's selling it here, but that doesn't mean they couldn't go to
Thornton or
Thornton
Camden.
and buy it.
Right.
We
Right.
really have the ability to regulate if it's on there. Maybe that's a real
Right.
question,
Yeah,
but they definitely couldn't sell it here. We wouldn't make it
Easily
easily
accessible.
accessible to have it. I'm not sure if,
When I was
I
at
think
the
the state
Lincoln
would
meeting,
have to
they
charge them
actually
for that.
pulled up the Franklin ordinance.
I did too. I went and pulled up Nashua's and,
Oh, okay.
okay,
when we were talking, I went and got Nashua's and Franklin's as a reference to work off them.
okay,
And I figured I would just work off this and shoot it off to Lauren.
Yep.
See if she needed to add to it.
oh, that works,
This
Great.
does- This
thank you,
doesn't,
Jay.
this doesn't give us the right to,
Confiscate
regulate it
people's.
as a criminal.
And I think that has to be
No,
a state
that's-
level. The
Right,
state would have to put something forth for that, for the police to be able to regulate that.
And it's even possible that something will be done by March anyway, but
covers
Well,
us
just in
both ways,
case,
No.
right,
covers us both
Doubling
ways.
up on her.
especially with our, our kids. They can walk into a store and buy it.
Buy
That's
it,
a little,
right. That's a little nerve wracking.
yeah. It
Great.
just takes that one entry.
Yeah.
Right? Alright,
thank you all very much.
thank you, Jerry, thank you for bringing it forward. And then we have,
Like, as a parent, I didn't even know that was out there.
No,
I wouldn't even know.
Kids like yours, you sleep pretty well at night anyway, so.
Well, thankfully, yeah, but it only takes that one thing that they probably wouldn't even know was really that. They think it was something natural or something, who knows?
Now because it makes them sick without, but
Modified.
Yeah, this really over the last 8 years that it's been a dramatic shift.
Never heard of it. That's crazy.
If you drive by the vape shop, they got right in
God, I hope
Lincoln, their big thing, Kratom, right on the outside.
Oh, I wouldn't have known what it was, so
Yeah.
that's why I wouldn't have paid any attention to it, but.
those shops.
Wayne's, I would think it'd be the only place in Woodstock.
Yep, and I hadn't looked, but see whether they have it or not. I did see a little business card that somebody taped on the wall or tacked on the wall at the transfer station. Saying,
About what?
natural leaf kratom. It's
oh,
in an email, so.
Bruce.
hmm.
Yeah,
I'll email them.
I'm just seeing. Thanks. So next up, we have a letter from the New Hampshire Electric Co-op regarding designation and protection of scenic roads
For their, you know,
for their vegetation spraying. Yeah, I got a notice the
So-
other day.
the only ones I could think of are really state, you know, 175. Well, Route 3, I got
112.
112, 118.
Right.
116 really doesn't hit us, but
We don't have any private roads.
no, I mean, but then it was like triple I.
We got notice already from them though that they're gonna, and I think the power lines. They automatically do.
I mean, I don't know if this goes out to the state because really those are state.
Those are state roads, yeah.
So I didn't think we really had any town roads, but I wanted to just run it by you guys in case I was missing something. Jerry, do you know if this gets sent to the state as well as us? Like,
Is this the NHEC thing?
yeah,
Yeah. This is for vegetation spraying.
just for the spray and seeing the scenic, or should I be submitting on behalf of the state too?
I suppose you could,
Just to be
what's it hurt?
protected?
Yeah,
So that's what I mean. I put 175, I put Route 3, I put 112, 118.
Yeah,
116, I had triple I on my list, just
Okay.
in case. And then I think that's all I had, unless,
yeah,
You
nothing
could
on
think of-
North-South Road.
As far as I know, you just have to submit it to this.
yeah, I just didn't know if they were gonna kind of chime in with the state and the state was gonna submit them, but I'm gonna do it just. in
Yeah,
case.
just do it in case.
And I don't think we have anything else really designated that I could think of.
I mean, we had some invasive species along the Pemmy. Like right by Deer Park and all that, but that's not I don't
Not
think
a
that's
scenic
responsive
button,
to
right?
this.
Yeah.
It's not scenic.
If you guys in the next few hours, because I'll probably do it after I
Okay,
think of something, shoot me a message.
alright.
And something must have come up for.
Yeah, Maple Haven, so do you know the gist of what they were seeking? Do you have an
The
email?
gist of which Scott could probably get in contact with them, relating to the water sewer rates, and that.
I think it's
cabin.
pretty clear. I think it's pretty
Well-
clear in the,
Well, it
Don't
is, but
you?
he wanted to talk to you guys about the cabin charge. So maybe you could call him, I have a number. And then he was coming because they are thinking about possibly expanding out towards the back. And I really don't want to speak to this because I'm not sure if I understood it. I almost think it's going like maybe behind our pump station out that way,
That's
more,
what
some
they-
more sites and stuff.
If I remember correctly, back in '08, when they were trying to do the camp park model campers. That all that out there is wet. And if they were gonna fill it in, they'd have to do some kind of conservation, but.
Well, I mean, that would be between them and the state, but,
Right.
Yeah.
But
right,
I think there was 10 and 10 acres, 22 total there, I think. And
I have no idea.
10 of it was wet.
so I think he was just gonna come and talk, see what you thought was involved, maybe. Whether it needed to go to the planning board, you know, just generalized questions, and I don't think they have anything set in stone, I think they're just putting their feelers out. I mean, they know they're on the Pemmy or the Moosawaki brook
Right.
that comes through there, but,
Mhm.
and that DES would be involved. Beyond that, I don't know, it was just a quick. I'd like to come before the board, so I'll email them and see if they wanna come to the next one. Or Scott, you might be able to, you know, answer some of the water sewer
Sure.
questions, you know, like maybe it
You-
could be
you-
related to how many sites they are gonna put in and versus what we're gonna charge them for them. I
yeah,
think they
you
were
and I
trying to
will
get
get, yeah, you and I get together first and
yeah,
just, because I forget after, if we don't use it every month, then I'd have to
Right.
view it too, for sure.
and sometimes I have to get with Scott, like when we have something coming in, because the EDU thing kind of gets a little
Right.
crazy, but.
It does,
Well, yeah,
it does.
wonder, with the change in our wastewater management contract, do we need to revisit the buy-in fees for residential wastewater?
Did at
commercial?
our
Yes.
workshop and we moved them up to 3,000.
Oh, you're, okay,
And that's already reflected in there.
okay,
Well, we were talking about everything during that thing.
okay,
That was one of our,
gotcha,
things and, so that's already reflected in there.
okay.
I know there was a lot going on that day, so.
That's all blur. Alright. Well,
So we're
I
gonna
guess we'll-
start there in that. And
Yeah, we'll
we may
circle
have
back.
to adjust again,
Yeah,
and it just, while you have your state representative here, it might be a good thing to ask him to start advocating for, because it's crippling the North Country, the mandates that are coming down from New Hampshire DES on your wastewater treatment facility.
Yep.
yes.
And then it's more than it's gonna double people's sewer rates.
So New Hampshire DES is requiring now that
That's-
we have 2 individuals at 40 hours a week that are licensed in sewer, so a grade 2 and a grade 1, or 2 grade 2s, whatever, but you have to have at least 1 grade 2. And
But now you
one
can't do anything without a grade 2 in the building, basically.
right,
And a grade 1, and they want them,
they're both required to be there 40
40
hours a week, a minimum.
so what they're trying to do is what's working in Manchester and all those places, they're trying to apply that and make it applicable up here, and it's crippling the North
Right.
Country up in the
It
sewer.
is.
rate.
Yeah.
Is it something you're already implementing or?
We-
We have no choice, they
We have
are
no choice.
making this.
Mandatory.
And so our company is retiring. And as these towns are retiring or changing services, they're coming down and saying, going forward, you're gonna do this, and if you don't do this, we're going to fine
Fine
you
you.
every day. And they're trying to really push you towards, they want you to go corporate. Well, I'm gonna tell you about they don't want it in-house, they don't want you to use what they call the mom and pop operations.
Yeah.
They're trying to push you out to those corporate ones. Well, we had a corporate bid
Right.
come in that was almost $500,000 to run that,
Which would have tripled that budget.
which would have tripled us. And so anyways,
And Jerry, too, one thing they do that should be mentioned, they only offer these tests for these certifications twice a year. If you don't
Mhm.
get in on it on one of those dates, then you're out of luck. So even if one of our people wanted to step up and get a level 1 or something like that, they got to wait 6 months. It's just crazy. And what they're mandating is just way more than we've gotten awards from the Welches running our wastewater facility, as it has been
Mhm.
for the last 30 years. Now we're going to have to, basically triple our payroll to maintain it the way the state wants now, instead of letting Mike do some things in there when he can, and taking some of the
actually
the burden
threatened to
thing
sit
on the
outside
weekend.
our fence. Yeah, to
Did
sit outside, they actually threatened to sit outside our fence and make sure that there wasn't a public works truck going in. And I don't know if you saw it, but I sent you guys an email this weekend.
Yep.
Of another community this is hitting everywhere. Was that Lee that one was from? Cause Scott and I have been watching this, and actually the wastewater group of people actually hold their annual meeting at the Woodstock Inn, and he was able to go in.
Rochester.
Rochester things. So it's even happening in Rochester. Not only can you hire out and find them for the private sector to bring them in yourself,
You can't retain them.
you can't retain them, you can't, and there's not a lot of people going into it. A lot of the mom and pop, smaller operations is what I would call them, or smaller companies are closing up or retiring out because they don't want to deal with DES. They can't meet the mandates and the ridiculous things that are coming down. We don't need 2 people at our wastewater treatment plant 40 hours a week. What are they going to do? And they want them right there, just segregated to that.
Right. And like Mike
I think that's what's gonna happen.
Mike used to go in and help change pumps and do some of the physical labor, which kept our costs down. But now they're not allowed to touch anything in that plant at all, even just physical repairs or anything like that. It's ridiculous.
I
And
mean,
also,
they can paint, much painting, mowing,
Do you have a good
And
relationship
also,
with the-
they don't make these state licenses they're not reciprocal. So like a
Oh,
mass,
yeah,
A good, to
He
get together
represents, he
with,
represents Lincoln, so. Even though he doesn't, he's not the
Right.
senator for Woodstock, but he is.
Right.
but could we get our senator involved? And like, maybe we could
And
have a
Yorkshire.
meeting and sit and like, if we could get them all here to have a meeting with them, and I bet we could get other communities to come as well.
How about,
Absolutely.
Is municipal association aware of this yet, or?
I don't know, they tend to advocate on like laws and stuff. I don't know where they're at in it. I know
yeah, cause this is
The
a
manager-
law.
the managers group is,
Well, no, it can be a law, though.
and there's a father and son, and I can't think of their last name right now. That are down there, and they're the ones that are doing this. It's really tough, but like
father and
Scott
son
said,
work.
say that again, Scott. About the
Right.
reciprocity.
one thing is that the licenses aren't
Yeah,
reciprocal
yeah.
between states either. So if you have a Mass or Maine or Vermont license, you cannot work in New Hampshire. Where the other states will take New Hampshire's licensing. Lots of times.
So the cheapest we could get this done and be compliant with him or them was we're going from 138,000 to 310,000.
Mhm.
And this is going on everywhere. It's not just us.
And it's going on everywhere, and that, right, and we see the emails like I've been sharing, but so Scott took the opportunity to try and meet with all the companies and stuff that were there. And to try and, but they told him it's pretty much good luck, is what they said, honestly.
Hmm.
So,
H2O is the big company now that we got our
other bid from,
bid from, that was, it's a big international actually, I think.
it is international,
Conglomerate.
but, and that's where they're really trying to push you that way, but anyways. If we could get a meeting with everybody or some type of platform, I bet I could get surrounding communities, I mean, we'd be happy to go to Concord and testify.
Northern communities are the ones that have really taken the biggest
Yeah.
hit.
And I don't
Some of the
understand.
smaller-
Because in Manchester or something, they need those full-time people that, it just is. In a small plant like ours, we don't need that many people,
But even Rochester's running into the same thing and they're good size.
Yeah, like fourth or fifth largest in the state.
Affect Lincoln too, or?
We're not sure where Lincoln's at
Lincoln hasn't changed vendors yet, and that's why, because our vendor retired.
they were trying, they were trying to, they were trying to get in here before, but they didn't have, it wasn't working until we did a change.
What I don't understand is if everybody's following the same regulations, either DES or EPA, why does it matter if it's a
Right.
conglomerate or a small business? I don't.
And we were like,
I have the
Yeah.
last name for you.
What's that?
I got the last names on the individuals. Condelius. Kondelis.
Kondelis.
Yeah,
They're
and they're the
rethinking it.
wastewater engineering, part of the wastewater operation certification and training team. And it's Mark Senior.
Yep.
And a Mark Junior.
and they're wreaking havoc.
So, a lot of time people put what they think is sensible regulations. In reality, they're tripling the cost with no added public benefit.
And we need.
Yep.
We can't fight it, we need help at
You need help with the state.
the state level or something, and I'd have to guess that we would have.
Potentially even executive counselors.
Yeah, that's what I said. Karen Hill is our counselor.
It's already tough to live here and, the values and everything coming down. And now we have to hit them again, and there's nothing we can do about it, because in Woodstock, and it's different here in Woodstock too, because not everybody has access to it, so they're called self-sustaining funds. Well, we only have 965 users that are gonna absorb this. So that's a heavy hit. Whereas some, other places,
Like Lincoln.
like Lincoln, every taxpayer pays that. So,
Yeah, well, this is $180,000, and if there's 1,000 users roughly, that's.
Increase. Yeah.
Right, but you can't put that increase equally across everybody either, so. Like, you can't say, okay, we'll just charge everybody $100, because that means a resident is gonna go up
right,
Some people,
substantially more than a commercial or vice versa.
so you figure, well, I took the approach
You took it, yeah,
of what percent increase is this, which is nearly almost 100%, because I have to make up for the last quarter now, because this is an annual budget. And what percent increase is that? And that percent gets applied to everybody's base rate, because it has to be secured money. And we can't base it off from usage, because that's not secure. We don't know if people start tightening the belt. Well, we still have to operate on.
right, we can't come up short.
And yeah, and on top of the sludge that we're hauling out of there, which is. Did we lose Scott?
No, he's
No.
still there.
No, the sludge bill, since we changed companies, has
Okay.
gone up 25 or 30%
This
too.
is not. You wanna give it that? Hold on, Scott.
oh, we just lost the connection to the screen.
Yes. Oh, is that what it is?
That's all it is, but
Oh,
so we just gotta.
Oh, you
yeah.
get to hear my voice. There you go. Unfortunately, we had to change, they had to change sludge hauling
He's talking
services.
away.
He doesn't know, we can't hear him.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Mhm.
I'm kind of glad Jerry's here today, so maybe he can get us
Okay, now we should be able to hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Can you repeat that,
Can you hear
Scott?
me now? Yeah, what's happened too is that the sludge hauling rates have gone way up since we switched companies, because I guess Lamprey was too unreliable. So that they've gone up 25% too. So that
Well,
hurts.
Lamprey didn't want to come up here anymore. They didn't
Right.
have the staff. We didn't really have a choice there either.
I know, and that's
And-
gone up to probably 25, 30%.
And then after budget cycle, Plymouth, where we take our sludge, increased their rates and didn't tell us till after.
Right.
So then that hit the company hauling the sludge, so they had to implement that. So, anyways, here we are. We need some help,
Doing our best to make it work.
and we have no choice, and in all honesty, when these go out, or I feel like a post needs to go out, and the residents of Woodstock are gonna have to rally too, like they need to know this is coming from the state, that we don't have a choice, and to write your state representatives, to write your governor, I don't know who, but to write people. Cause I think it's gonna take more than us for this.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we're not alone. That's what you're saying.
We're not alone. I think that we will have a lot of support.
Maybe try to put together some kind of coalition.
Like I said, Rochester just most recently said, these mandates are killing them down there, and what are people doing? And then wished everybody luck.
Try to make it a campaign issue for the governors, get both candidates involved, maybe.
Something, this is gonna
Whatever
be,
it takes to draw attention to it.
we've been winning awards at our facility for, I can't tell you how long, and the Welch's ran it for 35 years, winning awards. What is the problem? You know what I mean? It's not broke. If it's not broke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to put that type of burden on people that are already struggling in this economy. Sorry.
Yep.
Anyways, Soapbox now.
Um. Is there any old business besides that we need to discuss?
Sorry.
That's okay, that's great, that's good. No? Any public participate, you have anything else that you'd like to add from the agenda? No? Okay. Then I.
He's already got more than.
Right, he's got his own, his homework now.
You need-
I
you the
thought,
NHG
I thought there was gonna be a 5-minute meeting.
35,
We didn't even
35.
discuss what's on the agenda.
Right? All right, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn at 9:06 AM.
Seconded.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, very good.
Have a good day,
Thank
Jerry.
you.